Good day and welcome to molecule6.com JForex preferences training video. Um, so this is your platform, your JForex platform, and there's all kinds of things you can do to make it visually more interesting and some technical things that you need to know also. So in your preferences, well, to go there, you go into Tools, Preferences, and then this box will open. The first tab is the general. There's chart teams in advance. Well, if you go into general, this section here is related to the default value when manual trading. So manual trading is when you use the one-click button uh, checkbox here and trading on pushing on either of those buttons, or when you use conditional orders right here. Okay, so the default amount, let's say it's 1, this is what it will come here as a default value. This may be a little bit too much for some traders because 1 is controlling 1 million on the market. It's like 10 regular lot size at MT4 brokers, retail brokers, but at Dukas Copy, point 0.1 is 100,000 or the equivalent of one lot at MT4 retail brokers. So be careful. Here, you put, let's say, 0.1 as default value. Then slippage, it will be set at 5 by default, but I use 2, but it's very personal. It depends on the size of your positions and how you trade. I trade in very volatile times sometimes, and sometimes in very quiet time when there's less liquidity. So what that means is when you say, let's say you're a manual trader and you take a position on a market order, if you have slippage set at 2, if the price move a little bit when you say I want to buy, you know, during the time that this click reached the platform, if it's not exactly the same amount, it will take it anyway. Could be negative or positive. You need to be aware that if you say a market order at 71 here, if it changed to 71.5, it will take the 71.5 instead if you set at 2 because it was within the parameters. If you're a news trader and you set it at 2, sometimes your order will not be filled. So be careful here. Same thing when you get out. Uh, uh, when you get out, if there's not enough liquidity, we'll go to the next zero point 0.5 pips available liquidity. So it could be positive or negative even on when you sell or when you remove your positions. Okay, so I set it at 2, but it's personal. You can leave it at 5. It's good. Or if you put it at 0, just be aware that when, let's say you're trading position at 1 million and you set this at 0 here, uh, it will not allow for it to be a different. It will be exactly that position price. Let's say 1 million at this price. So on your market depth here, need to know that you can hide or show this part by right clicking on it. If there's not enough liquidity at the price you want to come in or out, if you set it at 0, it will not close the position, or it could maybe close it partially because there was not enough liquidity. At this time of the day, there's plenty of liquidity, but sometimes during the off, when the banks are closed, after the New York session, for example, liquidity gets a little bit less on the first number, and it could be a problem if you're at 0. You could be subject to partial fills. 0.1, which is the minimum, usually you don't have very much of those partial fills because zero point 0.1 is like the minimum at Dukas Copy. In any case, slippage, I prefer to set it at 2. Entry pips is when you use this box here and you say this, um, the the price here will be 5 pips away. You can move that price You say I want a pending order going, well, this is a buy in here, or you could say a sell. Well, you need to undo it and do it, and then pending order, it will be 5 pips away, and then you can adjust it. I say I want to have a sell here just below this. If it reached that price, I want to go down, and then you could take your stop loss. It will be away. If you look at it here, away there, and you take profit. If this is entered, will be there. Which are those are uh, the uh, the settings I have for the stop loss and the take profit. You can say OK to this, and then if you say submit order, the order will be there. Then you can always move. You take profit. If you click next to it after, this box will open and you change the settings. If you don't like this, you put it, let's say, here. When you remove your mouse, it will open this, and then you just have a different setting. Okay? So be aware that this is possible. Also, all those are pending orders. So now you could select one by one, or you can select all and say right click on anyone and cancel selected. And whoop, nothing else. Nothing is there anymore. So, okay, so let's go back to the preferences. So you know now what those are doing. Now, I have all those checked. One-click trading, chart trading, order validation, and apply default slippage to all market orders. This one particularly is important that this slippage is applied to everything you do. So if you like that, if you want to have it 2 or 0 everywhere, you just click there, not only the pending orders. Okay? So this is the first tab. Now let's go to the chart tab. The chart tab will filter the bars or the